Okay, so we're in the factory. We're going to show you the different parts of how the shoes are made. This is our new season's collection, which will hit the stores January, February. So we're going to show you just some different makings and what Dominique and I are going to talk you through, and Dominique will describe what we're seeing. So here we are. Here we've got some of our beautiful snakeskin. Is this a shoe or a boot, Dominique? I think it's a shoe.
It's a shoe.
So what have we got? He's cutting it?
Yes, cutting. And
okay, so what Dominique's saying is, because snakeskin is a very long, skinny piece of leather, they have to cut it into pieces. So when you get a pump that's made out of snakeskin, it's going to have pieces of stitching here and here because it's such a thin piece of leather. You can't just make it out of one piece. So these are all the pieces being cut of the leather to make the shoe into the way it looks like this. So that's all these pieces. So each one of these stitches is a different piece of leather being cut here. Over here, we're making this beautiful new pump in baby calf. This is a tan baby calf. So Dominique, here they're cutting the shoe. So they're cutting the upper.
yeah, it's the whole upper.
The whole upper.
Yeah.
So this piece.
This piece is like the whole thing.
This whole piece here. So when you see the shoe,
with a piece.
these are all the pieces of the puzzle that come together to make the shoe. So all the upper pieces. So if you see here, this has a stitch here. So you can see that's where it joins. So here the lining is being cut for the inside of the counter. So the heel counter, and then there's a different lining for the inside of the boots. So this is the counter material for in here that he's cutting, the heel counter.
And then is the lining part.
And then over here, we've got the lining being cut for the inside of the shoe. So you can see here, this is the inside of the shoe. That's the lining being cut there. So here we're doing the gluing and folding. So they glue and fold the boot together so it sits the correct way.
Yeah.
Right?
And after this process, then they will go stitching.
Okay, so we go from gluing to stitching. So we'll take you over to the stitching. So over here we have the stitching. So first they glue and fold the boots, and then they stitch the boots. So here they're stitching the upper to the lining. So here we're doing the tape, is that right? So here they put the reinforcement tape. So this is really important. It's like when you have a drain and you have to put the special tape around the drain so it stops the water from seeping through. This is a very similar thing. So this tape reinforces all the stitching and gluing so it doesn't come apart, and so the shoe stays nice and strong. Even though leather stretches, this keeps it nice and firm. And here we've got the zips being done. So that's the zips for the insides.
You put the glue at the side, and
So the zips are glued in.
it's glue at the side
And then stitched. Okay, so they glue the zippers, then they pop them inside, the glue sticks, and then they stitch over, so it's doubly reinforced. And here we have this big special machine. And my friend here is going to show, hello, how are you? He's going to show us how we make this. Putting it in the machine.
blocking.
He's blocking the boot so it sits right, the shape.
The shape.
Yeah. And now he's going to, did you put it back in the oven? No, he's putting the last inside. So this is the most important part. So that this is where he puts the last.
The toe lasting now at this moment.
So this is lasting the toe. So you get the shape of the boot. Look at that. Very cool machine. See, and it makes, so you've got the shape of the boot. So this is a last. This is what every shoe is made on, a last. And the shoe or the boot is pulled over the last to get the shape. So every shoe has a last. So every time we change the shape of a shoe, we have to make a new last, which is a really, really expensive process. So we have to be sure that we really love the last. Otherwise, it's a lot of money invested for nothing. So this is our pointy boot last that we just saw over there, our high heel pointy boot last. And then the heel is made to go onto this last.
It's a pair. Each pair is, they have to make sure they are not
Matching.
much difference.
Yeah, that there's not much variation, that it's all, because it's all made by hand.
Yeah, they have a mark, a line.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have a last on to mark a line on the last to make sure
That it's right.
The top line is
Correct.
correct.
And that they both are the same. So it's a matching pair, so not one is wider or higher or lower. He's gluing the bottom
Yeah,
and putting the sole on and the heel.
attach cement together.
So he's cementing the heel. Can I pick this up? So he's going to cement the heel and sole that's been put together onto, he's gluing the bottom of the slingback pump. He's putting some, what's that?
Filler.
It's just a filler. And then he'll attach it.
To make it's all the way smooth. It's
Okay, so there's no bumps.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's really straight, and then it'll go through this machine.
go through in the oven because the glue after the oven is more
sticks it.
sticks
Yeah.
strong.
Okay, so this will then go through an oven to make sure it sticks properly.
不過而家鴨底用呢隻唔係用呢隻。
And here she's finishing. So this is this is the shoe made, but it's still got, as you can see, the lining needs to be stitched down and finished off. So here this lovely lady is finishing it all and making sure it's all done properly, fixing the sides here, making sure everything's perfect. Here we have quality control. This is one of our best-selling boots, Western. Been running this boot for many years. So here this gentleman is actually looking at all the boots, making sure they match. Every part of the boot is made properly. The zippers, he checks the soles, the zippers, the linings, everything's correct, that it's a pair, that it matches, and that everything is good to go before it goes to the next step where it's finished, polished, and ready to go into the box. Here you've got one of our gorgeous new boots that's coming in for winter. This boot is based on our Gaga 100 pump. We've made a knee-high boot. It's so gorgeous. Here it's being polished. It's having its final polish and finish before it gets quality controlled one more time before it gets packed and ready into the box. And then it will go through those x-ray machines to check that nothing's been left inside. Okay, then over here we have the final finishing. He's just going over the boot to make sure it's all perfect, that there's no bubbles, nothing, everything's gorgeous. And then from here we go to packing it in the box. So we've got the boxes all ready, the boots get put in a plastic bag, and this gorgeous lady is going to show us the final process where she packs up the boot. So much care and attention, everything's done beautifully. Foam, we put lots of foam to make sure, because they spend quite a few weeks on a boat before they get to us, so lots of padding, and we just make sure that there's nothing imprints on the boot while it's on its way, so it's really well packed. It's like a beautiful present. Even the packing's an art. There we are. So it doesn't move around when it's on the way. Beautiful. And inside we're popping, these are our little information. So this is about the pour-on, which I just told you about, that's in all our boots. And here we've got a little card about how to look after your shoes and that they're delicate and there might be some little just imperfections and because it's all made by hand. And there you have it. Beautiful pair of boots.